Digital photography made simple.
Hello, welcome back to Digital 1-to-1. We're going to be showing you another function in our basic scene mode series called the beach scene mode. Here's what our symbol for the beach scene looks like. When we take pictures at a beach or in an overly bright scene like a beach, most of the time our cameras are set in auto mode. Here's an image shot at the beach with our camera set in auto mode. How can we make this a better shot? We simply put our cameras into the beach scene mode setting. We set our dial here to the letters SCN for scene. We hit our function key and we toggle across to look for the symbol we showed you earlier for the beach scene mode. By placing our cameras in this mode, our cameras are actually reading the exposure of the light a little differently. And what we're doing is we're bringing down the highlights while bringing up the shadow tones, allowing us to see detail much better in each one of those tones. Now we have a sample to show you as to why we want to be in the beach scene mode. Take a look. Here's our image in the beach scene mode setting. Notice how the overall quality of our image now has more detail in both the dark and light areas of our image, giving us a better contrast between these tones. But take notice in the last two sample shots that we just showed you that our sunlight was more directly on our subject. But here at the beach, we have lots of different ways to shoot. And the quality of light changes all depending upon where we place our subject. Now my partner Santino is going to step in and he's going to show us how to see and understand these differences.
Now here we are, this beautiful day at the beach. We're going to try to take some great shots, but remember one thing. The light's pretty contrasty here, and at Digital 1-to-1, we want to make sure that you get the best creative shot. This is pretty harsh light. We want to show you how to be a little bit more creative with your light, but you have to know what kind of light you're looking at. Here we are in our first lighting situation. The sun is directly right in my face. That's pretty harsh light. Now, it's not bad when I have my sunglasses on, but when I take them off, what happens? I start to squint. Now, I'm going to show you a little pro trick that we use. Have your subject close their eyes into the sun, and then count to 3, and then tell them to open up their eyes, and they won't have that squint look. The other thing to remember is use your flash, because in the auto mode, it won't let you use your flash. So in beach mode, you could turn it on or turn it off, but we want it to be left on. Now we're going to move into another lighting situation called open shade, like maybe a photograph underneath an umbrella. Let's take a look. Here we are in our second situation, which is called open shade. I'm using the lifeguard station behind me as open shade, but you could use an umbrella. Remember, we have an open studio here. Take a look around. You got wonderful things that you use to take great shots. Now you can use your flash in this open shade area, or like you do on the umbrella, you could hit them with the flash, but we want to keep the natural setting and look of the scene. And we recommend that you go to exposure compensation. Now if you don't understand that, you could watch one of our videos called exposure compensation. What it actually does, it helps open up your shadows and open up the whole scene. As you can see, our camera is reading the back highlight and making me dark. So what the exposure compensation will do is it will lighten up the whole scene and fill my face with some light. Okay, here we are in our third lighting situation, which is called backlight. Now remember, the light's behind me here, and we get this nice glow, but the front part of my face is dark. What's happening is in auto mode, the light is being read, the meter is reading the light behind me and causing me to be silhouetted. In the beach mode, the exact same thing is going to happen, but we have one option in the beach mode. Remember, our flash. So turn on that flash and you're going to see a nice glow on the face, and that will get you a great shot. We're going to show you a couple more tricks in this backlight situation. Remember, we also have our exposure compensation like we did before, as well as our flash, or you can use a combination of both. But we have a third trick for you to try. One is a reflector. Now I'm going to have Ken pick up our reflector, and as you can see, throws in a lot of light in this backlight situation and really lights up my face. We have a reflector video that you can learn how to use one of these reflectors correctly. Now that you've seen those 3 different light situations, remember, use that beach scene mode. Be creative and get those best shots in this environment.
Hey, did you ever think you could be that creative here at the beach? But remember one thing. We want you to know to keep your camera clean when you get home. We have a video segment called How to Clean Your Camera. Cameras don't like salty air, nor do they like sand. And please, don't keep your camera sitting out in the hot sun. You want to keep it covered. Cameras don't like heat too much. So, to be creative, remember, being good to your equipment will keep you being a smart photographer.
Here at Digital 1-to-1, we just don't want you to be a snapshot photographer. Think about the mood of the scene. That's going to get you into the quality of light, which we talked about in those 3 examples we gave you. So when you go out at the beach and use that beach scene mode, you're going to have a better understanding of how to take those creative shots. This is how we begin to understand the quality of light that's around us.
So be creative and be a digital 1-to-1 photographer. We encourage you to experiment all the time. And for the best tips on digital photography, look to us here on Digital 1-to-1.
Hey Ken, I found another great way to give them another tip. They can photograph through their sunglasses and they have a great filter.
It's got something.